Hello and welcome to our Strain Academy YouTube channel. Do you know that feeling? It's the middle of the night, you're doing some strain gauge works, and during the process some of them come off. It might be because of a bad surface preparation. Therefore, in today's video we will show you the steps to prepare an aluminium surface so you can properly bond a strain gauge to it. The methods we used are based on the code of practice of the British Society for Strain Measurements and the bulletin B129 for micro measurements. We will share both links in the description below. Another useful fact about the B129 is that at the end of the bulletin you will have a nice table showing a list of materials with the corresponding steps to take for a correct surface preparation. Now, what is a well-prepared surface? That's a surface that is mechanically sound, chemically clean and chemically inert. How do we get there? In this video we'll show you how. Let's dive in. This is our aluminium beam which we will prepare to bond a strain gauge on. So what will we need to do this job? We'll need a degreaser, a mild acid, a neutralizer, cotton buds, 400 grit abrasive paper, gauze sponges and something to mark out. Preparing the surface of an aluminium beam requires a couple of steps. First, degrease the surface. Second, abrade with light acid. Third, mark out your line, position on the gauge. Clean with a mild acid and neutralize the surface for good adhesion. We start by degreasing the surface with a strong degreaser. For this, we are using CSM3 for micro measurements. Spray some of the degreaser into a gauze and you can start cleaning your surface. As we have a small object, we can clean the whole thing so we avoid any contamination from any other side from the beam. The next step is to abrade the surface to have a light roughness. For this, we are using the conditioner Abrade conditioner for micro measurements and 400 grit abrasive paper. The conditioner is a light acid and will help have a better abrasion and will ensure the dust particles stay in the fluid so we can easily clean with a gauze. Squirt some of the conditioner onto the surface and start abrading in a certain pattern. Make sure to cover the necessary area where your gauge is going to come and make sure that the surface stays nice and wet and doesn't dry out, otherwise it gets too difficult to clean with the gauze and take the dust particles away. This should be enough. Take a clean gauze, dry it off, center to edge, flip it over, center to edge, and make sure to clean the excess fluid from the table so you keep your desk clean. Now that we have the right roughness, we can mark out where our gauge will come. We will do this by polishing a line on the surface of the beam. For this, we use a standard inert ruler and a 4H pencil. The 4H pencil's graphite is a harder material than the aluminium from the beam and therefore will polish a line when we draw one on the surface. When marking out the line, make sure to apply the right amount of pressure and go in one go so that you will nicely polish a line with that graphite onto the surface. Once marked out, we can start cleaning the surface. For this, we will again use the conditioner and use some cotton buds to clean the surface. Squirt some of the conditioner on top of the surface, on top of the cotton bud, and start to roughly scrubbing the surface. Make sure that the whole graphite is taken away and clean the whole area around the location where the gauge has been. You'll see the cotton bob comes off dirty. I'm gonna swipe clean with a gauze sponge. Center to edge, center to edge. Clean out the excess fluid on the table. One last time. So squirt some of the conditioner on top of the cotton bob and clean again. Make sure the surface stays always wet, doesn't dry on the surface. And now we will see it comes off fairly clean. This is some low quality aluminium and will always leave some grays due to the acid. Take a gauze, clean center to edge, fold over, center to edge. Get this in your muscle memory. Clean off the excess fluids and your beam is cleaned. Now we're ready for the last step of the process. Right now the surface is still acid from the previous step due to the conditioner, and we need to neutralize the surface so that the gauge will bond properly on the surface. For that we use Abrade neutralizer from Micro Measurements and gonna apply the same process as with the conditioner. Put the cotton bud on the surface, squirt some conditioner on top of it and start scrubbing with the cotton swab. Make sure you cover the whole area where your gauge is gonna be so that all the acid on the surface is neutralized. Cotton gob comes off clean and we're gonna dry off with a clean gauze sponge. Center to edge, swap over, center to edge, dry off the excess fluids. Now the surface preparation of this beam is done, and as you can see there is a nice polished line on top of the surface. This will help you to align your gauge in the right position. This surface is now ready to bond a gauge to. This was the video on how to prepare an aluminium surface to be able to successfully mount a strain gauge to it. I like to end this video with 3 important keynotes to make sure your surface is well prepared. 1. Make sure that the surface never dries out during the whole process of the abrading. 2. Make sure the cleaning solutions never dry out. And 3. Always wipe clean, center to edge, to avoid recontamination. We hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, press like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.